Hello everyone, Good58 or Evan here, and I'm back with another video. So yeah, I saw 80 subscribers now. That's a really big deal. Man, I wish I can offer something to you guys. Really, I don't have a lot. But there is Magic Origins coming out. I'm thinking about going to the pre-release for that, so maybe I could record some of that if you guys want. If you guys want, or if you guys have other ideas for something I should do, maybe like a pack opening or something like that. I'm open to suggestion. I'm willing to look into things, do something new. But yeah, what I have today is something a little bit different. I'm making a roleplay game. So I've been experimenting with role-playing games for like a little bit. They're kind of confusing. I mean, if you watch like Red Penguin or like Rob, you'll see you'll see their role-playing games, but like it may look easy, but really they're really hard to come up with. Like you have to have a storyline basis behind it and like specific rules and everything. So anyway, I am making a roleplay game for an old comic I wrote in 3rd grade. Yeah, I think 3rd grade. It's gonna be kind of like digging into the history of the whole comic book series. So yeah, so that's what this game's gonna be about. So I have different boxes here that represent like different things. So here like the factions, here the characters, history, the timeline, and these are the locations that are gonna be taking place in this one game. But I think I'm gonna do multiple sets of it with new characters be able to play as, kind of like a video game. But anyway, so the 5 characters to be able to play as are Dex, Will, Soul, Jill, and IO2. The factions are the Union, the Mercs, the Order, and the Order. So yeah, so the Union's like the good guys, Mercs the bad guys, and like the Order is the good guys too, but they're like a really old faction that's kind of like died away. Here's a timeline. So there's 2552, the Great Collapse, whenever most of authority in the galaxy ran out, like the authority collapsed, like whenever the Great Order, whenever the Order fell apart. And then so this is 2250. Wait, no, 2260. Sorry. So 8 years after the Great Collapse, the Union is formed, and then 23060. This is what 50. Almost 100 years later. 100 years later is like the War of Ares, and then 2302, 2 years later, is the War of Athena, and then this is now. So it takes place like 4 years after the War of Athena. This whole storyline is taking place. And so here's a history. I'll read this right now. So an uprising of lower class civilians has caused An uprising of lower-class civilians has caused a great war throughout the human colonies. Many planets have been erased of authority and have collapsed in anarchy. A group of stray rebels have created a group to fight against the revolution. So this group of rebels is called the Union. They are going to fight against the revolution to form more authority and a government among the galaxy. The Order was originally a government that was supposed to like keep all the balance in the galaxy, but then it fell apart, and so yeah. And so basically the Mercs are just mercenaries that work for a bigger cause that caused this whole uprising, but that'll be unfolded later in the story. So the 3 planets that are going to be going on, they kind of show like the faction. So there's Mars, a neutral mining planet used as a war zone. So it's just Mars, but it hasn't really been inhabited. Because like it's kind of like dead and not really a great place to live, so they just use it for mining for different minerals and stuff. But people still fight on it. That's where the War of Ares took place, and the War of Athena, because Mars means Ares. Well, and Mars is the Roman form of Ares, and Athena is like his twin, well, his sister. Both gods of war, so that's like the war took place on Mars. And so there's Earth, the last stand of the Union, with the small traces of the Order. So this whole green area is the Union's area, and then the brown is like decayed and like collapsed. And so yeah. And then there's Follux, a dwarf trading planet controlled by mercs. So yeah, these are the two great oceans, completely separated by this large island-like landmass. And so it's covered with trading areas, like a lot of spaceships and different shuttles come to land just to get like goods and everything. Mostly like they have everything from weapons to food and provisions. So now I'm gonna get into more of the characters. So I'm gonna start with Will. So look at Will right there. So they all kind of have like their tags. So he's known as the noob. He's extremely loyal and never stops fighting, even though he's not the best at it. So Will is he won't stop fighting. He's like strong. What do you say? There's a word for it, but anyway. So yeah, so he's like really loyal and everything, but he acts as a good fighter, but really he isn't that good of a fighter. He's not good at it, but he's strong at it. Like, not strong at it, but like enthusiastic about it pretty much. Like, he's a good soldier, but he would be a better soldier if he actually could fight. So then there's Sol. He is a Mars mine guard, and he has been searching for the Lost Order in hopes of restoring authority. So Sol is a captain of the guard in on Mars, because like there's guards that monitor the mines and everything to make sure no one's stealing minerals or causing havoc. And he a lot of his family is part of the Order, and so he's like his whole family has been soldiers and heroes and warriors, and so he wants to restore the Order and find a hope of authority to fix things and make things right. And then there's Dex. He's a traitor and a traitor. He trusts no one but cheats everyone. So Dex is a traitor. Oh, there's two forms of traitor. He's a traitor because he trades goods and buys stuff, but he's also a traitor because he'll cheat people out. So and then there's IO2. It's kind of a twist on the words, but he is a robot that was sold to Dex because Dex trades robot goods. But he was a stationary guard for the Order. In the storyline, it says that none of these people know each other. IO2 knows Dex, but I mean he's a robot, so still, it's kind of explain things that he wasn't really. He was supposed to be a guard and used as a knowledge for the Order. And whenever they collapsed, a lot of the capitals of the Order was ransacked and stolen of his goods. And so Dex is a robot scrapper, so someone sold IO2 to him, and so he's using IO2 as his personal guard pretty much. And then there's Jill. She's a Follux engineer, and she has merc connections, but she has no need in war and only as mechanic. Only a mechanic. So she's part of the mercs, but she's just not in it for like fighting. She's only in it to like fix stuff because that's what she likes doing. But she's also originally a doctor. She was a doctor, and then she went to university to become a doctor, and she graduated, but she never became a doctor. She had love in engineering. So yeah, those are the 4 characters for this game. The gameplay for this game I'm kind of still deciding on. So this is kind of like a basis of what's going to be in the whole game set. So there's going to be 50 GOP cards. I'll explain that later. And there's going to be 25 events. Yep, and then the five characters. And so what GOP is global ordnance packages. So basically they're like booster packs in the game. You get credits from like completing objectives and stuff like that. And so you save up credits and you buy GOP packs that come with like armor and food and stuff like that. And you can also use your credits to use abilities or like speed through objectives and skip them and everything like that. And so the events will, your objectives will like tell you what event, like to pull an event card or not. But the events will usually like make your objective harder and make it more difficult, or like completely twist the gameplay of it, kind of spice things up. And so yeah, your character cards are you get to pick who you play as, and they come with their abilities on the back and little bit, tell you what they are. So I do have, this is kind of what an event looks like. Just like a picture, the name, and what it's about. And here are some of the character cards. Soul, IO2, Dex, Will, Jill. And so here is what they are, like their class, the guard, AI from the past, trader, and the noob, and engineer. And then they have their ability. I'm gonna add more abilities that are gonna be like going up in credits. And so that's kind of what I plan on. I'm thinking about changing the storyline for IO2 because I kind of really wanted it to be like where they didn't know each other at all. So this was kind of like concept art for it. So I don't know if it's gonna be with IO2 knowing him. I think IO2 is just gonna be like a scrap robot that is supposed to be sold, or maybe like a robot that works for the Union, maybe something like that. I don't know. I'll think about that. It's something I'll have to think about. So yeah, I'm working on stuff mainly on my computer. I'm typing up like how it's gonna work, figuring out missions, and they're gonna come with intel. That's gonna have like a storyline behind it. So the more objectives you complete, like it gets more into the story and explains things. And so this is supposed to happen like 100 years before what happens in my comic book, because it's supposed to be Project Alpha, is where like they have special trained soldiers to try to reform the Order. The Union tries to become the Order, kind of. I don't know, kind of spoiling things, but these people are some of the first members of Project Alpha. They're not genetically tested or become super soldiers or anything like that. They're just like test subjects for Project Alpha before it really started making soldiers. That's kind of what it is. It's supposed to test your social skills and cooperating with other soldiers. So, yep, that's what this is about. I'm sorry for the recent inactivity. A lot of stuff going on in summer. It's pretty fun, but at the same time, I have been kind of busy. I have been making more cards. I'm excited to show you those, and I'm going to be working on a digital template, so man, it's going to be pretty difficult, but I'm going to try my best and hopefully get it done so I can start making those cards online and start printing them out. Also, I'm planning on getting some Dreamscape cards, so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, so that's something I'm pretty excited about. So yeah, Jank's over there working on set 2. I'm kind of excited about that. I'm going to try to contribute more to it. But otherwise, that's all I've really got for you right now. So yeah, this is Good Hope or Evan, and I'm signing out. See ya.